A new study released by the CDC reveals some interesting information about swine flu and pregnant women. CNN medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen is here now to explain. So tell us first, Elizabeth, what's in the report?
What they found in the report is that pregnant women are more likely to get complications from swine flu than people who aren't pregnant. Let's take a look at some numbers. These are very revealing. They found that pregnant women infected with H1N1 are 4 times as likely to be hospitalized as people who aren't pregnant. And when you look at deaths, the numbers are, it's a little bit scary. There are 266 people have died in this country from swine flu so far, and 15 of those have been pregnant women, which means that 6% of deaths have been pregnant women. That sounds small, but that is more than the percentage of people who are pregnant at any one time. So you could think about it, they're sort of overrepresented in this group of deaths. They're more likely to die from swine flu than someone who's not pregnant.
So, but is this specific to swine flu, or wouldn't they be more at risk with the regular flu as well?
They're finding with swine flu that it's particularly bad, that is that these numbers are particularly high.
Okay, why? Why pregnant women?
A couple of reasons why. I don't know if you remember when you were pregnant, but you don't have a whole lot of room in your lungs. Your lungs
I remember. I remember everything about it.
That's right. It's not necessarily a pleasant sensation. And so your lungs get kind of squished when you're pregnant because of the size of the baby, and so it affects your entire respiratory process. The other reason is that a pregnant woman's immune system is more easily compromised than someone who is not pregnant. So those are 2 reasons why they seem to be having this reaction to swine flu.
Okay, so where do we stand on the vaccine now? Because we've been talking about that for a while.
We have, and so they're still hoping that it'll come out in October. And since when it first comes out, they may not have enough for everyone who wants one, and so they'll have to prioritize. And we're told that pregnant women will be on the list of people who have high priority, along with people with immune problems, people with other kinds of diseases. But pregnant women will be right up there on at the top of the list.
Are they going to want it? I mean, because when you're pregnant, you know, you're told over and over again, be very, very careful about medications that you take.
You know, I think they are going to have a tough time convincing pregnant women to get the vaccine. I mean, they've done studies that show that even though the CDC has said for years, get a flu shot if you're pregnant, you definitely need one, pregnant women don't really listen. And to some extent, doctors and nurses, studies have shown, don't really listen either. I remember when I was pregnant, standing in line, going to get a flu shot, and the nurse tried to talk me out of it. She said, "You're pregnant, you shouldn't get a flu shot." And I said, "Well, no, actually, I should get a flu shot." I had to talk her into it.
And then she gave you one that really hurt.
Right, exactly. She jabbed me. Right, exactly, exactly. But they're going to have to really, the CDC is going to have to sort of turn this whole concept on its head, because pregnant women and their health care providers sometimes think they shouldn't be getting it.
Yeah, boy, it's confusing when you're the actual pregnant
woman. Right,
yeah,
this is true.
No kidding. All right, our medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen. Thanks, Elizabeth.